Guys, she's so bad. Like, she's still so bad. I was, there was, while I was playing the Apollo Justice trilogy, I will say, out of all the Ace Attorney games, I keep looking here when I'm yapping, because it's where the chat is, and it's where my camera used to be, but my camera is right in front now. Look, should I move the camera back there? So when I'm looking at chat, I'm looking at you? Would that make it more personable? Should we try? I don't even know what kind of view you guys would get if I did that. We're experimenting live on stream. What happens if I do this? Not so bad. I mean, I need to tilt it up a little. You're getting a lot of belly and not a lot of face. But it's not so bad. When you look at chat and then you look at cam. This isn't bad. It does have the window right behind me, and it doesn't have the DVD bouncing around. So we do lose that. We do lose that. And when the sun is out, the window is gonna be a pain in the butt with brightness and whatnot. My key jingling. I know. You gotta track your corner hits, bestie. Now I gotta bring it back down so you guys don't realize I'm short. Anyway, yeah, Aura Blackquill, dude. Single-handedly rescued the sexy babe economy in Apollo Justice trilogy. My big head is right in front of the TV. Yeah. There. Is that better? You got a little bit of DVD. That's what I'm here for. You know how fucked up it is to ask me to move my fucking head aside so you can look behind me? It's my live stream. Look down there, bitch. It says Gallium GG. Fuck, man. That's messed up. That's criminally messed up. Press any key. Alright. We've gotten a bit of silliness out straight at the start of the stream. Healthy silly out right at the start. As God intended, as it should be. Look down at you're the one. No, actually, you complained that there was too much feet. Or not enough feet. I forget. No, too much feet when I was building the IKEA furniture. That was you. Anyway, the memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. As is tradition, a flashback case. I was honestly very pleasantly... What? My voice cracked. Fuck, man. I take 1 day break from streaming. I have no memory of what I said about it. You said that there was too much feet cam. Because my camera was basically strapped to my chest. Hello, Rune. My camera was basically strapped to my chest. And so when I was like linking, or when I was like tilting down, it would point down and you would get a lot of like general legness. Nice VIP badge. She made a really good joke. I forget what, but I was like, that's deserving of VIP. I forget what it was. Bailiff sub his Pina, that's the one. Fuck, man. It's so fucking good.
It was a ghastly tale of a winter's night. One of an invisible killer and a crime perpetrated on the...
We already did this shit.
As the victim lay at death's door, the mystery of just who had stabbed the young lady from behind had been resolved. But no sooner had my friend saved that Eastern Exchange student from his harrowing plight than in the dim, flickering shadows of gaslight did a second bizarre crime rend the stillness of that very night. I dare say most can still recall the sensational headlines of the day. Haunted apartment of death, the condemned criminal's curse, the dread demon of coal gas. Yet, though the great detective had at once discerned the truth upon his arrival at the scene, It only proved to be the overture that announced the rising of the curtain on a most tragic play.
Dread Demon Kolgas. It might be a Dark Souls boss. I don't know. We're gonna find out when we play Dark Souls after we're done with this game. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer, just starting out on my journey. 6 months ago, I arrived as a visiting student of law, having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England. And on the way, in quite extraordinary circumstances, I made the acquaintance of a world-famous detective. Dude, I'm putting a little bit of a spin on it. Currently, I reside in the attic, the detective's own lodgings, from where I run my legal consultancy of sorts. That's a short-ass chair, I'm realizing. I don't know if the chair is actually oddly stocky, or if it is way short. This feels like a kid's chair. Like, I feel like that is way too close to the ground, no? If this is the length of a human back, this is so fucking short. Yeah. It does have a nice little, like butt groove, though. Yeah, it's a nice little butt groove, though. You can slot into that chair with a huge back. Yeah, that's kind of my thinking. It's like, it probably is meant to be that, like, this is actually taller than a human back, and this actually lines up to human legs. But if you think about it this way, then when Ryunosuke sits here, his head is like here? The depth, yeah, it's, yeah. If his head is like here, you know, that's the only way it makes sense. If his legs are like sitting normally on this chair, his head would have to be like here, not here. Which means he's tiny? It is for laying down, yeah, with Dracula back. Dude, don't make me think about Dracula back. I'm gonna have to stop everything and go jack off. I say things sometimes. I've successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court, the Old Bailey. It's a particularly grueling and unforgettable legal battle 4 months ago now. I haven't returned to the courtroom. I lost my right to return. An epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale. I'm assuming? Thank you. Thank you for keeping me accountable that way. By the way, I don't know if you saw, but I fix them. So I'm assuming I'm not allowed back because the finale of Game 1, where we played government secrets in the Old Bailey, which has public sort of attending the thing. That's probably why I'm not allowed back, which, to be fair, probably valid, probably okay punishment. Thanks to a letter that arrived this morning from my homeland. From my beloved. And her wife. Holy shit. Man. A delicious smell wafting up the stairs. Must be nearly time for breakfast. Say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate. It's crazy because if this is the first game you're playing, first of all, what the fuck are you doing? Second of all, you'd think, oh, Dr. John Watson. Ah, Runo. Good. I was just about to call up to you. The bacon's ready. I'm giving her a little too much old lady. Before we eat, I have some news. Shh. Not another word, Mr. Naruto. This could be just the abstruse thing for my pre-breakfast stagnation repelling mental stimulation, my dear fellow. Ah, yes, I see. So that's it. Give him a little kissy. The truth is as clear to me as day. My faculties of observation have revealed it again. You, Mr. Naruto, you have this very morning met with a surprise. We see a kiss. It's brave of a twink to get within kissing range. That's all I'm saying. Well, is that not the case? Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscing of a bird's nest. You have neglected to fasten the third button of your jacket. Clearly, when considered together, these two facts point, in character or as Gallium. I think I just said it. I'm not entirely sure where it came from, but I think I just said it. These two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. But of course... Fuck, man. Okay, we're harvesting quotes today. See, all things considered, I feel like... What case are we? Case 2 of the last game. Of course, which is a flashback case, I believe. Oh, I don't look for admiration, you understand. Yeah. Oh, it has? The button was ripped off last night, if you remember. Uh-huh. Was Raiten goated for you? I... Honestly? Weirdly? He was okay. I mean, it was pointed out in the case itself, but he very much became the thing he swore to destroy, because he killed Giselle Brett, but then he tried to pass the buck. But then at the end, he was like, I had to do it because the justice system doesn't work. The politicians, you know, I'm like, yeah, but if this was truly about a message for you, if you were truly convinced in what you were doing, you wouldn't try to pass it off and let someone else, some innocent girl, take the fall for it. So ultimately, yeah, that's kind of where I lie with it. Well, he pulled your button off. I feel like I'm going through like the Thierry Henry range of face expressions right now. Oh, we got the big machine back. That's nice. Yes, I recall the incident now. It was after supper, was it not? As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a haunting tune. Then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped. Why did it have to happen? Why? Little wonder then that in my vexation I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it from its proper place. Oh. Okay. It's troubling me. You expected me to know where it is? Somewhere thereabouts on the floor, one presumes. What matters at the present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unerring. Yeah, Bruno said it when he came in, didn't he? I had a surprise this morning. Well, that really is a surprise. It's... The music in these two games has been incredible. And I'm told this game is even better than the last. And the last game was already fucking incredible. Yeah, famous consulting detective, Mr. Horlock Sholmes. Alright then, enough of this silly conversation. Come and eat this bacon before it gets cold. I hope we get to see what's-her-face, Gina Lestrade. I have a new herbal tea for you to try too. My latest special blend. Yeah. This is Dr. Wilson. The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes is published in Ranst magazine. Ranst magazine is for real though, right? That's like the actual publication that it was in. So, Mr. Naruto, won't you put us out of your misery? It's the Strand. Never mind. Sleep time, good night. Thank you for the quotes. We will always have Paris. Oh my god, Runo. Good night, Runo. Sweet dreams. Yeah, what surprised you? I received a letter from Japan. From Susie. Oh, from Susie, you mean? Was it really? It was really. Intriguing indeed. Must tell us all about it over breakfast. I haven't even... Have I looked at it yet? Is it in my court record? It's not in my court record. 0 out of 10. I'm a lawyer, by the way. Mr. Sholmes, about this. Ah, another word. Ah, yes, I see. This would be a collar for a breed of miniature canine with a particularly long neck. And for winter use. Precisely, which leads us but to one conclusion. Your arm is in fact the particularly long neck of a miniature canine. Yes. Yes, that is correct. He's got me. Yeah, this is the letter. Let's see it. It's probably really expensive to send a letter. By which I mean it cost 2 cents. But 2 cents probably bought you like lunch and dinner. Look at Susie's beautiful writing. I wish I could read it. Oh, it's in Japanese. Okay, I was like, she's writing novels, but she can't read it? She actually appeared as a lawyer at the Japanese Supreme Court and won a case. She is wonderful. Above your good self, my dear fellow. Yeah, but I presently can't go to court. Yeah, Mr. Natsume appeared in the... Apparently, Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness. No, I don't recall that name. Those 2 cases that took place on Briar Road 6 months ago. Ah, the mustached, twitchy man with the somewhat feline eyes and the mustache. He has enough mustache for 2 mustaches, though. Ah, yes, who could forget those 2 cases? Made a very deep impression on me. Though I must confess, the details are a little hazy now. I feel like they do nail what it would be like if Sherlock was actually, you know, constantly doing like cocaine and heroin the way he was in the original publication. That's probably close, yeah. There's a sort of random, you know, brain flash, brain fog. So, what was this startling news penned by Miss Susato? Case of the haunting lodgings, yeah. Ah, yes, it's very interesting, you know? And I feel entirely uncertain that a case of that nature did not occur. Ask that we read over her case notes and investigate further. For what purpose? Real reason why she was called back to Japan was because of what she wrote to her father about that. That case of the... Oh, I don't know if wrote, but like when her father found out about it. And it happened in between... You know, it happened before the last case. So this might somehow explain how she knows about the Hound of the Baskervilles. Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Mrs. Sato's father questioned him about the case. Oh. It wasn't that she wrote anything. It's, yeah, that Natsume went back and then they talked and then he was like, get my daughter here right now. Which is a little spooky. I'll say that for sure. Something Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Mikotoba. That case, yes. It was very strange, wasn't it? I'd compiled the whole story into a nice, neat manuscript ready for publication, too. Then Hurley here was all funny about it, remember? He was very mean. That story must not be published, you said, very mysteriously as well. Is he pretending to be stupid? Or is he stupid? Yeah. Why was she recalled all of a sudden? It's been 4 months now since we waved Susie off at Dover. It was such a shock, wasn't it? Why she just suddenly announced she had to go back to Japan? Indeed it was. Due to a telegram she received from her homeland. Yeah, from her dad. Who pretended to be sick. No. Just said he was suffering from a high fever. And also, he wasn't. A ruse? Susie's daddy lied to her so she'd make the voyage back home. Why would he do that? Exactly. That's what we're trying to figure out by going back through the case. So let's go over it. Do you know what it's all about? He's dressed for adventure. Well, who can say? Please, I have engagements, my dear fellow. My calendar's quite surprisingly full today. A stringent analysis of the matter would be excessive, I feel, even if I were quite at leisure. So, man the fort in my answers, won't you, Iris? I will, Hurley, don't worry. See you later. See you later. Ta-ta. Yeah, it feels like he's kind of, you know, weaponizing incompetence a little bit. The fuck do I... What's with this random pane of hair I have? Do you see that? Hello? Man. Sculptural, honestly. This is why I'm saying I can't grow this thing out. You see this? It perfectly returns to shape. It's like a shape memory polymer, this thing. Like, I couldn't if I wanted to. Only thing I can shape is this bit up front because I put freaking gel in it. The length will weigh it down. But there's so much of it. Yeah, only one of them was forbidden from being published. By Mr. Sholmes. Found the notes? Are they? They are. That's right. Susie and I compiled them together. The case of the haunted lodgings. Do you want to read them, Bruno? Yeah, might as well. No idea what secrets could still be hiding in the shadows. It's crazy that I'm not allowed to be a lawyer anymore, but they're not kicking me out of the country. Japan isn't, you know, sending me back. Is it in my court record? It is not in my court record. It might just be like lodging case, honestly. Or it might not even be. It might just be like, it's not just that case. It might be more than just that case. It might be just Susato's notes. Everything from what happened to our investigation in that fierce battle. Just need to find a clue, and I have all the time in the world. No hangers / risers for Jing. It's frustrating. I feel like there's a joke there, but it's not coming. Which, now that I think about it, that's kind of what edging is all about, isn't it? Oh, man. I'm on something today. Mysterious incident unfolded on the wintry streets of London. Every time I see her like that, it's so fucking funny. She's just like laid out, man. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several days. Is this like the second ever case where there's been no murder? It was this and the Rhonda Light case that were not murders. And I think that's it. All the other cases have been murders, right? There were 2 Rhonda Light cases, to be fair. But like the first one, where it's just proving that he's not Mask the Mask, it's only about the theft. Right? By a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her at the time and was duly arrested. Yeah, we're just getting the recap in case you didn't play the last game. Believing in our compatriot's innocence, Sato-san and I decided to represent him in court, and we proved his innocence. We sure did. Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation. I didn't comment on it at the time, out of deference to the great author. This is some of the weakest shit ever, man. Joyful, joyous have the same root. Jubilant, jubilation have the same root. What is he playing at? His jubilant jubilation was short-lived. The following morning, victim of the Briar Road stabbing has regained consciousness. Hurry to Bots at once. Bots the hospital. Summoned a handsome. Hello, I believe I was summoned. How do you do? Headed immediately to the hospital. Rat. I love rats. There's a painting fallen off of the dang easel. There's... I don't know if that's a hospital gown or just what she was wearing. There's, of course, the bag with a crease here. I don't know if that's relevant. Is that just a fucking block of wood chilling on the table? There you are, at last. There you are. I think not. Oh, right, she's here too. You're late. What on earth took you so long? Yeah, that's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. You made very good time. Time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I've been waiting for it feels like an eternity. Point of fact, I myself was awoken at 4 this morning by a telegram boy. Feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been roused at such an hour, I sent one to you. Were we not living together at this point? Anyway, you're here now, so victim is over there. She's only just regained consciousness. Oh my god. I guess people really are fucking tiny, or the furniture really is fucking big. Yeah. Ah, yes, Miss Green, Olive Green. I remember. I remember. The painting on the floor is nothing. This just hanging around with nothing on it makes me think. I mean, it can't be a fucking stool because otherwise the perspective is fucked and life and everything is fucked. This is probably a table to put like a little something so you can paint a still life, if I had to guess. Photo of what? Oh. Picture of a young gentleman. Perhaps. My, Naruto. I didn't know you had a sense for matters of the heart. Rounded wooden figure, like yeah, like a posing figure. I don't think that's a decoration, Mr. Naruhodo. Mannequin practicing sketching the human form. I suppose not. I've never seen one quite so full-figured before. It is the right tool for the job. What if you... I was half expecting Sholmes to be like on this bed, like ass up or something. Okay, she is actually short. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Oh no, was it your knife that... are you the man who... Oh, I'm the guy that proved the guy they thought that did it innocent. And I found the person that actually did it. Oh no, was it your knife then? Are you the one? Has no one told her we know who did it? You heard you'd regained consciousness. Wanted to come give you your best wishes. Best wishes for me? Thank you. I'm Olive Green. I'm an artist. Well, no, that's not right, is it? What I mean is I'm trying to be an artist. Well, what I really mean is I desperately want to be an artist. Truth is, I don't have any talent. I know I don't. No wonder I was stabbed in the back. Whoa. She clutches that little key when she's insecure. Clearly means a lot to her. You know, Herlock Sholmes is rubbing off on me a little too. Yeah, be stuck in the back by a blade. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green. It was so cold that day. And the fog was so thick. I couldn't see a thing. That was 4 days ago now, I think. Is that right? Yeah, you were in a coma for a while. But the case has been solved, hasn't it? Well, I've been here as hospital, I mean. It sure has. Yeah, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly. Me coming around seems to have made everyone frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I never should have regained consciousness. It was selfish of me. Oh my god, this girl needs to put herself first at some point. Tell me about yourself. You're an artist, are you? Oh, no, I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best. I mean, I'm a student of art, really, at the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. Okay. Tell me, Miss Green, do you live hereabouts? Oh no, actually. I don't deserve it, but I have a little flat on Brickstone Road. She doesn't deserve it, though. Well, if you don't deserve it, can we take it? Oh no, is it? Some 10 stops away from the underground from here. Thorndyke Academy is a mere 3-minute walk from Brixton Town Centre. Perhaps not, but Briar Road is a far less salubrious part of town by comparison, dwelt in by those of inferior means, including the maleficent Mr. Mustache. He is innocent. Struck me as a somewhat out of the ordinary for a young fine arts student to be walking in such a district, that's all. What were you doing there? Oh dear me, do forgive me. He laughs so uproariously to these things. He does really fit the bill as just like some sort of awkward fucking guy. I'm being discharged shortly. I need to pack up my things. Yeah, she not so subtly shooed us away. Mr. Narrow Fodder here? Mr. Narrow Fodder. That's me. Looking for Naruhodo the lawyer. Ah, Mr. Narrow Fodder. Good. This is for you. It's a message from Mr. Saucy Nutsmeg. Oh, Sasaki Natsumeg. Saucy Nutsmeg. Saucy Nutsmeg. Oh my god, Mr. Saucy Nutsmeg. Why would a policeman be delivering a message? He's back in fucking jail. That's a saucy Nutsmeg. That's a saucy Nutsmeg. Scotland Yard Constable doing, plain delivery boy. He's back in jail. Well, this is most unexpected. There's something wrong, Mr. Sholmes, he says. Have you not seen this note? It would seem London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. New case calls. A case of murder, no less. We must depart at once. Call a cab. Time is of the essence. That will be entirely convenient. It's all here in the note, my dear fellows. Murder we must investigate. Took place at Mr. Mustache's lodgings. Well. Well. What the fuck is a firecracker? What the fuck is a hansom? Hansom cab. Two-wheeled, horse-drawn carriage accommodating two inside. Okay, and what was the other one that she said? A firecracker. Firecracker. Small four-wheeled carriage for public hire. So it's just a bigger one. It's sort of, you know, an Uber versus an Uber Black. Got it. It's the murder at the man's own address. Yeah. We were soon to discover it was worse than we thought. He's been arrested for the murder again. Back to back. It's gonna be hard to get him off of back-to-back murders. They're gonna be like... That's his... Oh, it's a different room in the same building. It's not his room, his room. He's deceased without question. He's dead. I like that she walks up and she's just like... That motherfucker is dead. He's dead as fuck. Hello, welcome student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. He's pining for the fjords. Is that a thing? Does that mean anything? Pining for the fjords? Oh, why? Why is this happening? Why to me? I've only just got out of court yesterday. I was finally home after 2 days of misery. It's a Monty Python. I'm not so well versed in Monty Python. I'm so sorry. I've seen... What is it? I mean, I've seen The Holy Grail. I've seen... The Life of Brian? Is it called Life of Brian? The Jesus Christ one? But that's about where I end. I didn't really watch any of the Flying Circus stuff. A woeful worm without wiggle. Well, it happens to some men. Yeah, you'll be all right. You know, you've been in a stressful situation, my man. Ah, not the horrible Herlock Sholmes. Show off. Show yourself the door. I never invited you. He's got no sauce. Okay. I get this one radio station that I listen to for music when I'm driving around has this one sponsor that is for ED shots that you can take to, you know, get a little wiggle in your worm, as Saucy Nutsmeg put it. It's so fucking funny because they're ED shots and they have, like, you know, whatever pharmaceutical name they have, but they're also the initials for it. They're like, just look up ED shots or ICP or something like that, and it's like, dude, ICP. I'm entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. What can I do for you? Well, he's not in jail, so hopefully he's not... Oh. Here they are already. The busybodies. Sure we are. Pleasant, is it? Gives me heartburn every time I see your face at a crime scene, Sholmes. The Deuce Inspector, your heartburn is a result of your excessive consumption of fried food. This is a crime scene. Don't you go touching anything. BRB touching everything. What's Sholmes doing? Wow, this is the most pathetic pan I think we've ever had. Get a whole extra 10 degrees on that bad boy. Man, you gotta fix your posture like a little. I beg you. Oi, I said hands off. My bad. Oh, Chance, I know you're kind. Mess it up by just looking at it. What do you mean by my kind? Somebody in here. Ha. Talk to the inspector first. Curry favor. Curry? I had a curry today for lunch, dinner. It was very good. Who was he? Mr. William Shakespeare? Fucking Shakespeare is dead? The Bard? You can probably tell he was an actor. Bit of a dead loss as it happens, or just dead. Okay, so not Shakespeare. Shamspeare. Was the landlord, old Mr. Garrett, and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found him. Fella didn't rise at his usual hour, so Garrett got worried and kicked the door down. Yeah, you're right there. It was that jittery Japanese hunchback over there who actually did the kicking. Damn. Victim was pretty hard up, it seems. He had done some time inside for petty crimes. He had no money, no place to go, and no friends. His only acquaintances were the people in this house. Miserable life and a miserable end to it. Look at the flip. It's magic every time, man. He's not involved in the investigation, so... Well, I'm not saying it's because the fellow looks odd or anything. He acts suspicious. Thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the, cohabiter. You thinking he done it? Not again. Poor man. Can't say much until the coroner gets here. I don't think the fella's a goner that long. Body's still warm. There's a little something something on the floor. Apparently, I've already looked at this. Oh, because this is all stuff that he's going to be like, whoa, don't touch. Is this stuff where he's also going to be don't touch? Oh, okay. So I guess we're just talking to you today. What a terrible thing to have happened. It's only been 3 days since I was arrested for the incident on the pavement outside. And then, having finally regained my freedom, it starts happening all over again. Endless existence of excruciating experiences. Yes, that's right. In a way, we were neighbors, I suppose. Oh my god, they were neighbors. Were you friends? Man? What, were you friends? I suppose he wasn't a complete stranger. But did he ever invite me into his room? Never. On my honor, I swear it. Okay. I like that he... I don't know if it was on purpose, but they used his, like, reaction sort of, like, animation where it looked like he looked at the body and then continued talking. When we found him here, I felt wretched, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Through that inspector over there. Yes, Sholmes, what's up? Ah, you need only observe to know it, my dear fellow. Investigating, naturally. Some miraculous discovery. Patience, my dear madam, patience. We've now been here in this room 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened. Now that you propose the idea, I believe one could indeed see it that way. At the present time, I've managed to draw 2 incontrovertible conclusions. Deduction time? The first, there was a physical struggle here last night in which the victim fought for his life. Oh? No, don't mind me. Forget I was here. Okay. My second conclusion. So there was a poison lingering in the air last night that passed the victim's lips. Nonsense. Okay. Wow. Yeah, be more obvious, please. Pretend I'm not here. Invisible, ineffable, inscrutable, insignificant. Deduction spectacular. But of course, let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled, by my great deductions presented for your pleasure in 2 acts. For your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise for Herlock Sholmes's logic and reasoning spectacular. Act 1. Cause of death. Careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events that transpired in this disconsolate room last night. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate, which contains, you will observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful? Indubitably. Why is this soap set so purposely upon the dish? Like the victim's last supper, in fact. Yes. Could it be the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. Okay, so it... Why is there soap on the dish? But the cup seems upended, but also empty. The cup seems upended but also empty. So it was probably just acting, rehearsing. Not real food, not real drink. It appears... Oh, there is a spill here, though. I don't know if that is from the cup or from his mouth. The young man's appetite was his undoing. Taking up arms in the form of his cutlery, the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end he couldn't resist devouring the slippery feast. London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. Nah, contents of the cup. The soap and the lather about the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore. Cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of foul soap. Personally, I have a greater interest in the taste of foul candle wax, of course. Okay, topic 2. Suicide or murder? Cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall the death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? The single teacup suggests the answer. To draw a conclusion that such a meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. A careful criminal would have absconded with his own cup to cover the tracks. Allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. Though forced open now, at the time of the incident, this door was locked. The sole key was in the victim's pocket. In other words, when the victim consumed the poison, he must have been alone. Alone with his inferior soap, from whence wafted an inferior scent. With that acrid aroma lingering in the air, the victim met his end in tragic solitude. Well, only in the fact that his soul was well cleansed on its way to the hereafter. Okay, time to fix everything. But they're gonna tutorialize the fuck out of it. Get ready. Just one thing, Mr. Sholmes. No matter how hungry he was, did you really think the man would have eaten soap? It's quite apparent this man had barely a penny to his name. It's a curious thing, but one so destitute, this soap can suddenly appear quite irresistibly appetizing. In truth, I have tried a little soap myself in the past. My dear fellow, it was some time ago now. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut. Did it? Probably was pretty fucking awful. Because soap is made with fat and a strong base to create the fatty tail and the polar head of the soap, which is what makes it so efficient at cleaning stuff. But your stomach is acidic, which means you put soap, which is generally basic. Nowadays, you know, the actual soap that we use has pH adjusted. But back in the day, a bar of soap would be pretty freaking basic, pretty caustic, I would have to guess. So you eat that inside of your stomach, which is acidic. They meet, neutralize. You'd have a really bad time of it. Just because your pH in your stomach would be all screwed up. It would just be awful. God forbid you were trying to digest anything, because, you know, without the acidity, it would stop happening. As I writhed in agony on the floor and spilled the contents of my stomach, yes, I believe it did. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste and leads to great discomfort. Wow. Yeah. Isaac off stream SMH. Yeah, but I'm not playing on the stream save. Shuddering and quivering out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, but he does that. Nonsense. Wow. He really lost his pep with that. His worms got no wiggle. I need some gentle corrections. Yes, time to correct it, yes. Let's see what we can do. Keywords, correct them, yes. They're gonna tutorialize it. Logic and reasoning spectacular. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. It was shorter. I appreciate that. Yeah, the events that transpired. From the mouth of the deceased indicates the use of poison. Large dining plate, which contains, you will observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful, indubitably. Victim's last supper, in fact, yes. Man was about to eat it, of course. The fork reveals the answer. Where to decide to eat soap, I should prefer to use a fork than attempt with chopsticks, yeah. Only half is left. Holy shit, that is a huge bar of soap. Something material that proves whether the man really ate the soap. Well, I mean, the bar of soap itself. This is as far as I can go. Oh, wait, it's on the freaking floor right there. That'll do it.
Take that!
God, he's so cool. Of course, the other piece of soap reveals the answer. It being the other half of the soap on the table. In short, the victim was not eating soap at all. It's obvious, really, for no depths of hunger could drive any man to attempt to eat soap. Even I, with my unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, took only a single bite. That begs the question how the man was poisoned, because there's no sign of any food on the table. An excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, and one that furnishes us with the answer we seek. Well, this foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Not the plate. Yeah. Food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips. No, it's not. It's drink. Contents of the teacup.
Take that!
Victim's life was claimed by the poison that tainted the teacup. Indeed, cups have been the vessel of choice for practicing poisoners over the centuries. And it would appear this victim drank every last drop. I mean, ish. There's no sign of food anywhere in the room. Immutable conclusion. Cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in this teacup. Poison in the tea. Nice. Next up. Could there have been someone in the room? Potentially. Proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? Ooh, my man. Death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? A single teacup suggests the answer. The Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. Yeah. Can imagine shortly before his death, Mr. Shamsphere was having a drink of tea. Well, there's another teacup. Other teacup.
Take that!
This other teacup suggests the answer. There were 2 teacups in this room all along. In other words, this is a strong indication that at the victim's last supper, there was a guest present. the very least, we can say now with certainty somebody else was in here this room last night taking tea with the victim. What are you talking about? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. Draw a conclusion in such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. What more can we deduce about this possible guest at the table? Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Who reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. Identity of the guest. Something I have a very bad feeling about. It's Soseki Natsume for sure. But what explains it? My current theory is pile of books. Let's read through them. What books are there? Only things in this room are the makeshift stage and the costumes. Yeah. Picture of Monsieur Lecoq, Canterbury Yearnings, and what was the third one? What was the third one? What's the third one? Fuck. A meal for something. A meal for Gabriel. Fuck. Dude. They're the exact same 3 books Mr. Natsume purchased the other day. It is kind of crazy because this is maybe the first time in the series, in the saga, that they kind of expected you to have played the previous game. If you hadn't played the previous game, you might have not thought to look at the books. You might have just been like, well, what the fuck? I mean, there's only so many things to click on. You would eventually get it. But if you don't know, Soseki Natsume is an author. If you haven't seen his room here, you don't know he's obsessed with books. You don't know he bought 3 books. You know? Pile of familiar books.
Take that!
Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books. Quite so, it's no mere coincidence these 3 titles are here in this room. It's the link to the truth. They're so fucking cool, man. They're so fucking cool. Mr. Natsume, you purchased these books 4 days ago at a second-hand bookshop. It's just a coincidence. In that case, you will be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment. No, never, non-negotiable. Proves these 3 books are in fact yours. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returned to your lodgings, you were arrested the very next day. You could conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that. Last night. The poses. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey. This is funny as fuck. Short, there's only one possible conclusion. The victim died here in this room last night as a result of poisoning. That same night, the victim had a visitor. And that visitor was you, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Why am I the one saying it? They always say it together, and there's no name title, no name tag on it at the end. I'm a little disappointed. What the hell? Thus concludes the final act. Mr. Sholmes' great deduction. Now he's about to be arrested. Not again, not again, not again. Not again. What a PA, you're gonna have to accompany me down to the yard. Again. But wait, hold your horses. Door key locked. Entry, exit entirely impossible. It's true, the door was locked. Could have just made a copy. Live in the same building after all. You'd have plenty of opportunity, I'm sure. That's not wrong. Misery me. Yeah, you'll get your chance to give your side of the story later. Is it gonna be like a one investigation, one trial thing? But it feels like Olive is involved, so... Could be a long trial. Locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire? I never imagined I'd be in this position again, but... You have to help me, please, please, I'm innocent. Yeah, we can talk about it. And one more thing, my poor little kitty cat. Please give him his breakfast for me. Aw, yeah, we'll do that, don't worry. He won't go hungry. He won't go hungry for us. Don't you even worry. Saseki-san found himself once again the prime suspect in a case of murder. Well, of the great detective, like I wasn't there dancing the Macarena with him. I truly do just have like a flat pane of hair today. What the fuck is up with that? Can examine the crime scene. Yeah, Gregson's gone. The mice will play. The landlord, Mr. Geradev, discovered Mr. Shamspear, so we can talk to him about it. Examine. Let's go right to left. And only, yeah, glasses in a bottle. Both of them are cracked. He really was pretty destitute. I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all. Yeah, the way he keeps smashing them. It's a waste, and you should donate some to the needy. Honestly, she should. Make him feel bad. Extravagant bright costumes. Costumes, plural? Looks like just the one. This one looks like a king's attire. I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord, a daimyo or such like. A chonmage top, nah? Every Japanese man wishes he had a chonmage. Oh, you'd look wonderful with one. You already have the sword. You imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a chonmage and a sword? Cute. Cute little moment. Talking about their shared culture. As we've seen from the outside, the window's completely bricked up. Soseki could use some of that. Vestige of the former window tax Britons had to pay. Yeah. Heartbreaking to think the poor having to block up their windows just to avoid an unaffordable tax. The Ouchido. If you look closely, yeah. I'm sure it's broken out a few just here and there, and there's soap. Is it soap or is it drugs? Something on it. Let's look at it. It's cold, yeah. What is it on the ledge? It's more bars of soap. Yeah. In the middle, there's a patch that's a different color. The Hinamaru flag of Japan, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's look at it a little closer. Does this come off? Yeah, it's an exquisite design. Yeah. Oh, that's all? This very obviously... It looks like a dishwasher pod. Honestly, now that I know it's like a dishwasher pod, it does look a little more tasty, admittedly. And we have some leftover evidence. The gas reader that you gotta put coins into to make it operate. Yeah, gas meter. This district residents pay for gas as they use it with coins. There's a little slot for it, yeah. You put a coin in here. About 2 hours of gas for lights and heating. If you were a scatterbrain with no change. And then the gas lamp. Yeah, gas lights, a gas stove. It really is a city of gas. Yeah, had an open fire on the top floor. So the tenants need to pay for gas, but the owners have a nice, cozy fireplace, huh? Messed up. Suppose it was a very painful death, being poisoned. Well, if he was foaming at the mouth, yeah, probably. if you're foaming at the mouth, that means you have something in your throat, chest, you know, airway, whatever it is in this area. There is a liquid that is getting air introduced to it, because otherwise you don't get foam. Which means probably choking. So yeah, probably pretty bad. Prayer is prayer. Book is entitled The Beginner's Guide to Praying for the Departed, the British Way. I'll just reread it now, one moment. Okay. Let's look at the teacup. Don't go drinking. I'm not drinking. So one was Mr. Shamspear's, and the other must be the cup Mr. Natsume was drinking from. Oh, we did take them, huh? That's crazy. Don't the police need them? The one with the green line around the rim was Natsume's. That seems like the kind of assumption that we might need to flip upside down. Glass? Part of an envelope. Oh, it's not glass, it's paper. It was torn off when the letter was opened. Opening a letter like this is psychotic. What? So you get like the letter sealed up and you just open it like a pack of cards? Like a booster pack? For real? We have a torn off end of an envelope. Strikes me as unusual. This seems like the kind of thing we might need to present to Soseki. He might know about it. Oh, that was the end. You having a good snoop around, eh? Yeah, we are. Right through that little Japanese fella in the clink, I want to report this to the investigation division. 5 minutes time, this place will be cordoned off by the yard. I know. Imagine you're getting like a paycheck. And you go like, fuck, man. Just open it from the top like a normal person. He's alive. The man's fine. My god. Wait, this is fucking incredible. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player. It struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Now, how soundeth the next spot? You need a line? It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Indeed, oh happy day. Gregson is the good. Sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, that was incredible. Fella's not dead at all. So it's just a poisoning case. It's from William Shakespeare's Macbeth. Act 5, Scene 5. Shakespeare. Okay, so Shakespeare exists, but Shakespeare does as well. It transpired it hadn't killed him. He's taken by emergency carriage to a nearby hospital for treatment. Yeah. It's like it's a total complete encyclopedia. Shams the better spear. Hey, it's him. Wait. When did we see him? It was the night that we were investigating the stabbing. This guy plus another guy. This guy with a lot of chin, the other guy with like no chin. Or no, the other guy had like also a bit of like a weirdly pointed chin, but this guy's chin is fucking thwomp levels. And they were arguing about something. Was it about the bicycle? Why is he looking into the bricked up window? In a strange situation. Then the victim was back to life. Well, he can't be arrested for murder if it didn't happen. Victim was never dead in the first place. Shakespeare did consume poison. Accident, attempted suicide, or attempted murder. Yeah. That guy. Is this the soaps over there? Is that the window? No, that's Sasaki-san. No, Sasaki-san's lodgings are... Could we have a ward? Ah. There's a lot more just sort of having fun with characters in the background in this game, and I'm for it. Sure that I've seen that man somewhere before. I just said when. Well, what was he looking at? All the windows are bricked up. You said, why are you saying it that way? Why are you saying bricked up? Because it's what they say. It's the thing to say, okay? It's what they say, the learned people. Windows could all be opened again, surely. Yeah. Can't afford to pay to have the work done. But people like poor Mr. Natsume have to live all cooped up in a windowless room. I learned bricked up. This camera cover is the most finicky thing I own. It didn't used to be this way. I feel like this is a new development. I think from all the flipping it open and closed, it's just kind of gotten a little loose. Oh, I needed that pop. Yeah. It's expensive to be poor. The busted up bicycle. Bicycles are extremely popular all over Great Britain at the moment, in fact. Yeah. I know, I don't know about Great Britain, but in the US, when bicycles started to be a thing, especially when women started to ride bicycles, it was a scandal. It was a big fucking thing. Because it was in order to like ride a bicycle properly, you had to like ideally not be wearing a dress. So like, you know, the dress situation was crazy. And also it was like women could just ride a bicycle by themselves anywhere. and it made, you know, the men in their life who were pretty used to, like, the woman goes nowhere unless I'm driving us somewhere or I'm riding, you know, the like, a woman being able to, like, hop on a bike and ride around town wherever she wanted to was... I'm afraid that may be a result of the rider's incompetence. Yeah, front wheel to be so badly worn. I'm afraid the rider may have been similarly afflicted. It was a freaking big old chunk of bump. The green thing on the window wasn't there. I'm assuming that's the bars of soap we were just looking at. Alright. Wait, move to... Yeah, whatever. Garredeb's room is where we want to go. Would make the uterus fall out. They say everything makes the uterus fall out, though. Yeah, they said it would also... Yeah, from the speed of a train. From anything. Anytime a woman's tried to go faster than walking or faster than the previous faster thing, it's like, oh my god, your uterus will fall out. Your tits will shear clean off. You're not built for this. Like, men don't have, like, arguably much more precariously situated equipment. I feel like if anything, if anything is happening that makes a woman's uterus fall out, a man's balls are gone, reduced to atoms. Like, that's crazy. Would squash your balls, but they should have, because it does, because it's true, because it can. That's all I'll say on the matter. There he is. You chaps, eh? Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday. It ended with your wife going to jail. Just escaped the mighty lore dump. It's okay. It's just that I used to ride my bike to and from work daily for nearly 2 years, thereabouts. 2 years, 2 point something. So that's a lot of riding a bike back and forth. And like it or not, as a man, whenever you're sitting anywhere, there's a non-zero chance you're gonna sit on your balls. That's just the rules. And so every time you get on that bike, you're just playing that macabre game of Russian roulette. Russian ball roulette. That's it. I came straight back here after all the business. Didn't expect to wake up to more bally nonsense this morning. Truly a cursed building. I suppose you'd like to know all about that. Dead loss of an actor. Chap in the ground floor room. It is the ground floor room, yeah. He no longer has a slap mark. He discovered what had happened. Well, that hopeless actor chap rises at 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. 5:30 this morning, he still hadn't lit the gas. So I went down and knocked on his door, but no bally answer. Oh, then that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course. I could have just overslept by half an hour. Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry and all that. Yeah. What's he got to hide? Mr. Shamspeare, is that right? Yes, William Shamspeare. Took the ground floor room 3 months ago now. How would you describe him? In a word, destitute. Well, let's face it, the only redeeming feature of that room is the cheap rent. Anyone wanting to live in a place like that is either broke or has a bally screw loose. That's my thoughts. Why are you reading my thoughts? That pipe is not in his mouth. That pipe is not in his mouth. Show me the full 3D model. What the fuck? I'm just moving my alerts. Sorry. That pipe is not in his mouth. Look at this. I'm doing an expose. I'm doing an expose. Do you see that his back lip is visible in front of the pipe? When he talks, I think it's more obvious. Research? Into what? He's itching his cheek or something. The hell? It's crazy because everyone has pipes, but no one smokes in this game. Because Herlock has a pipe too, but he just like puts it up to his lips. Doesn't do anything. Of course, Shakespeare. But a few plays of the old bar myself, you know? Romeo and Hamlet and all of that. How progressive. Yes, William Shakespeare is England's most highly regarded. Romeo and Hamlet has got to be on AO3. AO3, real quick. Search. I have read and understand. I agree concerned to the terms. Romeo and Hamlet. It's there. Two works in Hamlet from Hamlet and Romeo Montague. The Misadventures of Hamlet and Romeo and the Prince. It's there. It's fucking there. That's all I'll say on it. That's all I'll say on the matter. You don't have an account? No. I don't really... I'm aware of fan fiction, but I don't read a lot of fan fiction. Ace versus the people. Well, yeah. Thereabouts. Is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author. He's known as Sao in Japanese. Why is he known as Sao in Japanese? Sword Art Online? Holy shit. Shakespeare was shortened to Sao. There were a lot of costumes. There was 1.5 maybe. If we count he was wearing one, then 2. Mr. Natsume is a scholar of English literature as well. They probably were. Shakespeare interpretation disagreement is crazy because William Shakespeare is alive. You can just ask him. After Mr. Natsume's trial yesterday, he came straight back here, I believe. Did you notice anything strange between then and this morning? Well, now, must have been about 6 in the evening by the time I got home. Snow was coming down rather heavily, as I remember. It was completely dark already. Belt Actor Chap was out at the time. This is 300 years too late? Ah, shit. I see. It was after 8 before Shamspeare got back. Chap was up till past 1 in the morning, I'll have you know. Suppose he met his end sometime after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm rather in the dark here. Yeah, it's a little strange. You were up here in your room all evening, if I've understood. Yeah. How did you know until when he was up? Last movements of your tenants on the ground floor. Typical looks of Meiji-era students, because the base design of a school uniform is too similar to modern school uniforms, he was given a katana to appear ancient. Well, No, he was given a katana because his best friend's soul is in it. Come on, keep up. Keep up. Like the spy on his tenants, is that it? I say, I know what you're thinking. It's a bally outrage. I'm ex-military, don't you know? I don't go around spying on my tenants. Why would I? We never said anything. It's the gas, woman. The gas tells me everything. Speaking gas. Yes, the katana be plot relevant. Yeah. It's very relevant. Gas is supplied to the building by pipes. Yeah. Connected by a single pipe to the gas main outside. Yeah. Let's see if I can explain. Let's say I was to light the gas lamps up here. What do you suppose would happen? Room would get brighter, yeah. Exactly, but at the same time, lights in all the other rooms of the house would dim for a moment. Because the gas suddenly gets like... whoosh. When you light a gas lamp, it briefly uses more gas than usual. That reduces the amount of gas in the pipes for the other lamps. Jolly good point. Fact is, gas company's pipes in these parts are pretty hopeless, long worn out. Barely got any gas in them to start with. Opposite's also true, of course. Extinguish the lamps up here, and they glow brighter in the rest of the house. You've got it. Before they go to sleep, is either light or put out the lamps and fires, yeah. Point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it use slightly different amounts of gas. Watching the lights in here closely, I can work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house. This man needs to get out. Needs to go touch some snow. This man needs to go touch some snow. Oh well, nothing to it, really. Yeah, well, can you give me a timeline? More than an idle curiosity. I don't know. Knowing what people are up to is fascinating. Like, I've never acted on it. But I have had situations where I'm like, what if I just like picked a random guy and I just like followed him around for a day to see what his schedule is like. But then I'm like, that's a crime. Let's not do that. But like knowing what people are up to is kind of fascinating, isn't it? Just a little stalking as a treat. Yeah, for enrichment. Prison and speak with Natsume. That's what I thought it was, and it is what I was gonna do. He's gonna become the Joker. I didn't realize originally that he's wearing the traditional sandals. In this weather, man. That's harsh. Have the police finished questioning you now? Welcome, student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. What is he? Tell me. Is he a ghost? Is he here to haunt me? Not a ghost. But his diabolic deductions, they're not of this world. They've left me. Cursed. I'm cursed, I tell you. I don't think so. Wonderful news. Has come back to life. I love his little mannerisms. In the absolutely worst case, you could only be tried for attempted murder. It's much better. It's terrible. I'm stuck in this cell, suffering for some silly wrong end of the stick. You did it, didn't you? Confess. You're a killer. Why the mustache? Constant questions. What do you mean, why the mustache? Oh, that's selfish shyster. Make up your mind. Are you dead or alive? You're gonna come back to life. Why bother dying? Wickedly wishy-washy William. That's me. Ah, yes, that might make sense, and I'm pleased he's alive, of course. Our lively debate last night was much fun. I'd be sad to think it was our last. So you were there. You did see the victim last night. Well, we already deduced as much. We already placed you at the scene of the crime. I am a lawyer. Who do you think I am? Who do you think you are? I am. I'm a lawyer. Your coat is clipping through your pants, sir. That is one thing that I wish there had been a bit more attention put into in the 3D games. The 3D models clip into themselves, into each other, into the surroundings, you know, like a little too much. It's the kind of thing that could be fixed easily enough, I imagine. Why am I cursed like this? Alright, what happened? There's nothing to tell, but Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, I'm eternally grateful to you for helping me with that accursed case yesterday. Yeah. After the trial was over, I trudged my weary way back to my lowly lodgings. That evening, at past 9 it must have been, I visited Mr. Shamspeare. You were there. I didn't do anything wrong. Never been to his room before. It was the first time. Yeah, why did you go? I bumped into him when I arrived back at the house. We got chatting and developed into a discussion. He had to go out, so I bade him farewell. Yeah. We met again later that evening at around 9 or just after when I took him some nice tea I'd brewed as a gift. Yeah, he brought the tea, the one that had the poison in it. That's exactly right. Romeo and Juliet, who was the stronger? Who was the stronger is crazy. They were power scaling Romeo and Juliet? Wait. Power scaling wiki. Search. Fuck. Romeo and Juliet are not in the power scaling wiki. Someone get on that. Someone fucking get on that right now. Right now. The space battles. Space battles. Holy fuck. You are deep in the fanfic sauce. Holy. That's where they put all the Star Wars stuff, isn't it? Wait, have you read, what is it called? What is it called? What is it called? It's called something. It's called something. There's one Space Battles fic that I did / you know, I pick up a chapter when I can, but that shit is long. It's called Sublight Drive. It's like a Star Wars fanfic. Holy shit, it's very well written. Very well written. Yeah. Honestly, if you have good, that's my main problem. I will read anything as long as it's at least good / thought-provoking. you know. Anything easy reading, I limit to like trashy like cultivation light novels, because that's the kind of shit where every chapter is 1,000 words. You read, there's like 5 published in a day, and you go pam 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 pam. You know, that is the one. Yeah, the cultivation nonsense. Yeah, I have read some like 5,000 plus chapter cultivation novels in my day. Beware of Chicken. I did up to a point, and then I dropped off, and then like the part that I was reading got turned into like, because it's one of those that is published online, and then when they finish the book, they take it offline, and they sell it on Amazon, I believe. And so I dropped off after, I don't know how far you read, but there was like a moment with like a long flashback. And I have a problem with flashbacks. It's always like, you know, it's trudging that shit for me. So like, I dropped off at some point during that flashback, and I was like, oh, I should pick up Beware of Chicken again. That shit was like gone. So I couldn't pick up where I left off without buying the book. But yeah, if you have Rex, give them to me. And if you want Rex, I will pass you some as well. I think I pirated the books. A lot of them are on Royal Road, you know, like before going to Amazon and so on. Right now I'm reading a couple. Well, anyway, we can trade Rex after stream. I'm working right now. I'm working, girl. Oh, never, not at all. Team Juliet won. That was me, and when I left this room, flamboyant fellow was fighting fit. I swear it categorically. Well, to be fair, Juliet did kill Romeo in the... Juliet did kill Romeo. In 2000? That's crazy. Wait, did Juliet kill Romeo? Juliet? No, Romeo? Like, Juliet takes... Juliet takes a poison. I forget how it ends exactly, because when I was a kid, there was a cartoon that did a lot of these stories, but it's sort of adapted into cartoon and a little less tragic because it was for kids. And so in that one, she drank a hot chocolate that put her to sleep. Yeah. So Romeo kills himself, so Juliet kills herself. Okay, but isn't it, am I imagining it that he kisses her and it's some wild thing where she doesn't fake dead. She takes something that makes her, like, to all intents and purposes, appear dead. It's some sort of like weird potion. And then he kisses her. Yeah. And then he kisses her. And then oh, okay. I thought it was he kisses her, and then he is sort of coma poisoned himself. And then she wakes up, sees him dead. But that might be me mixing it up with like the weird stories again. He takes real poison, and then she stabs herself with a dagger. Honestly, Romeo got off fucking easy. Juliet was like, I'm going out with that friggin', I'm stabbing myself. Romeo got off easy in that. Yeah, you say that you've a cursed existence and that things are cursed. I'm sure I've mentioned this to you before, but I've been here in Great Britain for a year now, and in that time I've learned it's no place for me. There are foreigners everywhere I look. They all stare at me, they all laugh. I just remembered, in the adaptation, the Montagues and the Capulets, they don't fight and kill each other. They play soccer in the streets of Italy, but instead of balls, they use cabbages, I believe, or cauliflowers. And Romeo is like a player for the team, and the other family hates him. Watching some weird ass shit as a kid. It's okay. It's a story. The format is these three kids, three triplets, get isekai'd into a fairy tale slash popular story every episode, and then they live through it, and then they help out the good guys, and that's it. Well, the dog was a character. The one with the dog? Wishbone? What the fuck is that? Even in my room, I find no respite from my fears. I've moved more times than I can remember, and then 1 week ago, I moved into Briar Road. Your stipend, yeah. Rent is cheap. I have so little money, it spoke to me. There's a reason why it's cheap, because the room is cursed. The previous occupant, the man who lived there before I took the room, died there. He was only a young man, but one morning he was found dead and no one could explain why. Monoxide poisoning. When the letting agent recommended a place, I wavered. But I want books, and books cost money. Horrible history is a small price to pay. You know, valid. I signed the lease like lightning. After I moved in, I soon came to realize what I'd done. Oh, if you liked Beware of Chicken, you should read Sky Pride. It's currently publishing, and it's all for free on Royal Road. You're welcome. I realized how horrible that room's history really was. Horrible history. Cursed existence, horrible history. These are some depressing fucking topics, man. At first, it was just the feeling of beady eyes boring into my back, watching me. Maybe a gas leak. My mind doesn't know any tricks. It was someone else. It's been one long nightmare ever since I was given the keys to the place. Sky Pride. No, Sky Pride. Sky Pride. It's very, very good. It's very much traditional cultivation. Found it? Yeah. Very much traditional cultivation. It is written by a Westerner that knows a lot about traditional cultivation stuff and has read a lot of the actual books that are like foundations of like Taoism and that kind of shit. But it's also quite humorous because it's written from the point of view of a child who, to all intents and purposes, just seems like an autistic good kid. Like, I'm not doing it justice, really. You should give it a try, but it's just like the guy has no patience for any kind of, you know, metaphor, cultivation trope, etc. And it's really, really well done. All the souls who've died in that room lean over me in my sleep and try to strangle me. It might be because the windows are all closed up, so there's not a lot of oxygen in there, you know? Very same night, Mr. Shamspear was writhing in agony from the poison in his body. I was on the verge of being suffocated silently by those miserable spirits in my room. Oh my god. Yes, you're right, I know it, and that's why I'm already searching for the next room with a history to call home. Yeah, you gotta move out. Mr. Lord of the Manor is worried about the curse on my room as well. We have to go talk to him about it. People keep dying there. You'll never be able to rent it out again. Pay so much attention to the gas lamps and its tenants' movements. Make sure that they are alive and they are not dying, so because it will make the building unlivable or unrentable at least. It's nothing to do with you. Forget I said anything. Okay. Yeah, Shamspear is not dead. Once he's come round and he's able to tell us what happened, we'll be able to get you released. Oh god. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be Sholmes and it was going to be a whole thing. On that note, I have some good news and some bad news. Oh god, is he dead? What'd you want first? Always, every time, the bad news comes first. When hope is all you have, hold on to it. That's my guiding principle. Good news it is. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's just a lot easier to explain everything that way. Damn. Victim, Mr. Shamspear, was just unconscious. He's come around. Okay. Still being treated by the doctors. We've managed to get a written statement from him already. Okay, nice. That's not on the cards. Is he saying you did it? So Shamspear has implicated someone as being responsible for what happened last night. Soseki Natsume. He's pointed the finger at you, Mr. Natsume. My sweet poison that he seeketh at to end my life. That wicked caitiff, Soseki Natsume. Caitiff? Yeah. We wanted to make the necessary preparations. That's okay, I'll represent you, don't worry. It's only the second trial, it's not gonna be hard. Copium. Whether his room was haunted or whether he was just terribly unlucky, I had no choice. Oh, we're going to court already? Wow, that is quick. That is really quick. You know what? I'm for it. Another no investigation. Yeah, my... In fact, I'm pretty sure... Actually, no. I have the 1 bar of soap. I have the 2 teacups. And the torn off end of the envelope, which apparently I can examine. Nothing, nothing. Anything inside? Boop, 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 boop. Nothing. Wow. Looks kind of like a gun. You see that? Pow. Pow, 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 pow. Pow, pow, pow. Anyway, nothing there. Pair of teacups. Underside. Nerfin. Is that lipstick mark or T mark? I think that might just be T mark. In no way it would be lipstick, right? But this one was drunk by a lefty because the lip mark is right next to the handle on this side, right? There's nothing on that side. There's nothing on that side. This one was drank by a righty. Yeah. The inside of the cup is completely clean. Oh, that one does also have the mark of the, yeah. Must have drunk the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark. Well, if you sip it little by little, it goes cold. Okay, no tea ring on the inside of Mr. Natsume's cup. Is Mr. Natsume a righty or a lefty? Unsure, I forgot. Yeah, it is kind of funny though that half the evidence we have is from the previous case. Well, didn't think I'd be back here so soon. Yeah, that is your line. Good morning. It was only 2 days ago I was declared not guilty here. But now this. Another morning, another murder, and here I am again in this hellhole. Can't keep coming to court. Yeah, it is pretty messed up for him, isn't it? Bad news. No bad news, actually. Everything. Mr. Natsume, good morning. Honestly, she's funny as fuck. She's funny as fuck. Oh, here we are again. Yes, again. The writing is a lot more comedic so far in this game. Judicial Assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires, what's the bad news? Yeah. I can't help hearing what you say. Yeah, what is it? Well, seems the prosecution in today's trial. Yeah, the Reaper of the Bailey, whatever. Yeah. Of course. Dude, we should be excited about that. We've clapped this guy's cheeks every time he's shown up in court in front of us. Not once has he beaten us. Not once. We're fine. We're so fine. Don't worry about it. By the skin of our teeth, we managed to pull through. Yeah, it's fine. What you want to bet? I need a piece of paper. We're gonna write some predictions. We're gonna write some predictions. Okay. We're gonna make a bit of like a list, and we're gonna check things off as things happen. First of all, Nipponese friend is going on there. Second of all, jury is people we know. Parenthesis, big chin dude? Question mark? Okay. Next up, jury declares guilty after one testimony. What else? We're gonna add also on there, Susato bails us out. All right. The list is made. Excuse my terrible handwriting, but the list is made. We're gonna check it off as it happens. Legend of the Reaper that says nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Zeeks is the prosecutor. Except that's only happened once. But I suppose at this point in time, we've only gone up against him twice. Even if the person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end one way or another. Yeah, the omnibus and fire. They really are. It really is all connected in this game. It is very much picking up where the previous game left off. Feels like one big game more than anything. And now, by the Reaper, there are petrifying perils, potentially. Well, yeah, potentially, so we're fine. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I'm innocent, you have to believe me. You more than anyone now. I believe you. I believe you. Scheduled to begin shortly. Who? Okay, also, yeah, there's gonna be witnesses to the crime. Who the fuck's gonna be witness to the crime? Mr. Garadeb? I bet that's it. It's probably for the best. Yeah, that could be seen as a weakness. No, it's fine. When have we relied on his help, really? He came in with some clutch evidence at the end of the last game, but that was kind of it. Yes, you're so right. Oh, well said, locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire. Well said. Swear on this sword at my side. Oh, that's me, sorry. I swear on this sword at my side, and on the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors, I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. Set you free with honor. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm already checking off. Jury is people we know. Wait, it's fucking him again? Again? It's a repeat? Readiness for the trial. My learned Nepalese friend. Check it off. Dude, we're gonna hit friggin' bingo before anything starts. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. Animosity towards us Japanese for some reason, yeah. Only when I'm defending. Yeah. Which is crazy only when I'm defending, because in a lot of these cases, I pick up the defense like the night before the trial. It's not like it's something that was arranged weeks in advance. And this man is like, all right, let me at him. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Bruce Fairplay, my goat, my king, leading the jury again. Absolutely. Had a feeling this larrikin wasn't innocent before. Oh, the racist, yeah. Racist Japanese lady. Well, I rather like how you're wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually. You're new. I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick. Oh, because this is where Mrs. Garadeb was. But then, of course, she was found guilty in the previous trial. So why is it the same jury? Need to take home 5 bob tonight. May the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict. Why is he so religious now? Judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt. But this is the same... This is the same jury, yeah. Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today. Oh, okay. Why? Your opening statement, please. It is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decisions. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. Far from it. Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. That of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witness, Mr. Garadeb, John Garadeb. Oh, the detective. Oh, yeah, so true. Oh, both of them. Dude, he's taunting me with the fish and chips. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. Sasuke Natsume from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture. Is it true that the government ordered him to come? He didn't go because he wanted to? The government was like, you, go? Because that's kind of crazy if true. Yes, my lord, sir? You swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. Well, it's not like he's doing it on purpose. Believe me, this is the last place I want to be. Explain the case. Alright. Incident occurred at the Garadeb household where the defendant has lodgings. In the ground floor room of the victim, Mr. William Shamspeare. Defendant is already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Oh, okay. Why am I so sleepy? I do have the sleepy tag. Ever since I put that on, it's like I've given myself full lease to start yawning like a maniac. And yawn like a maniac I do. I do, baby. Collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine. Oh, strychnine. Why does that ring a bell? I feel like that's been a poison in another Ace Attorney case. Strychnine. Right? Strychnine. I feel like that's been in another Ace Attorney case. Something was wrong, broke down the door. Yeah. The door to the victim's room was locked, making entry or exit from the room impossible. Although the victim, Mr. Shamsphere, lives to tell tale, he very nearly didn't. Man was halfway to heaven when we first found him. He presumably spent the night without lighting the gas lamp, so pretty cold too. Oh my god, I'm yawning. Photographic print. In color. Hey, what's with that big old puddle over there? Who pissed in front of the gas meter? Man looks very much deceased. Everyone present believed that's exactly what it was. Shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court. Can I look at it a little closer? Come on a little bit closer. Okay, big puddle, which I'm pretty sure we didn't note last time. Other than that, it all looks about the same as what we found. Yes? The defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture? I didn't do it. They were haunted by evil spirits. My lodgings. There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one on the street outside. My neighbor was poisoned, and me. What about me? Nearly been killed countless times. When I returned from Mr. Shamsphere's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, stove went out and somebody tried to kill me. Stove went out and somebody tried to kill me. If your stove went out, could be because there wasn't enough oxygen in the room to maintain the flame. And by the time the flame goes out in such a manner, it's probably also making carbon monoxide. Because ultimately, you know, if a fire can, it will make carbon dioxide. But in a lack of oxygen, instead of making CO2, it'll make CO, because there's more oxygen, you know, it uses half the amount of oxygen. I'm sure the actual specifics of how you get carbon monoxide to happen are more, you know, technical, but I'm pretty sure it's just like some sort of smothered flame that can't burn properly that will cause it to happen. My runny nose would freeze. Point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed? Yeah. One more conclusive point. Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shamsphere, has regained consciousness after his ordeal and is named the true culprit. Was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused. But he presumably drank it too. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shampspeare's room as a gift. Public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. This is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never. Yeah. Must have the opportunity to cross-examine witnesses. Alright. Let's cross-examine. Well, yeah. I guess they have to testify first for us to cross-examine that. That does follow. You'd think I would know at this point after playing through 9 point something at Ace Attorney games. It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor and took some tea with me as a gift. We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. My tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he? Strychnine takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. Argument stands. Okay. That's the end. Seems relatively straightforward. Is tea to have been harmless? Teacups have been examined for traces of the poison, haven't they? As it happens, no, we haven't been able to, because we took them from the scene of the crime. I learned Nipponese friend is falsely incensed. The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea, not that it was overlooked. Simple enough, there was none left, not a drop. Someone must have been very thirsty indeed. Well, some thirsty boys, what can I say? It's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances. Ah. That one drop does actually have to exist, funnily enough. Nothing other than the tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question. Hello? The bar of soap used to have a thing on it. Wait, what the fuck? I was about to say, was the little thing in the bar of soap tea that he set out in a little mold of soap to freeze for some reason? What is it? Bar of soap, when we found it, could have sworn there was some sort of round disc in this depression. Depression is completely empty. Yeah, reddish medallion from the center has mysteriously vanished. Which means the soap that is out there right now has some of the tea, is my thinking. Yeah, nothing other than the tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question. You can see it in their faces, I'm sure, the recognition of the accused's guilt. I don't know who she is, but she's kind of bad. Client's fate is all but sealed. That's all I'll say on the matter, Your Honor. In mere moments from now, you will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity. One slap. That means it's not that bad. Until we're hitting double slaps, you know we're actually kind of in the game still. Oh, you know we're still kind of in it when we're hitting the... Fuck, wrong hand. I have such a hard time, because, like, the camera is mirrored, right? This is me lifting my right hand, which, yeah. Camera is mirrored, which makes, you know, writing appear properly, and so on. Very nice. But otherwise, quite annoying to know what the fuck I'm doing. Catastrophic night. Visited by my neighbor and took some tea with me. You know, we're just gonna press everything, because I get the feeling this is one of those testimonies you just press. We weren't friends, not at all, not at all. Never ever. If you feel so strongly about it, maybe you would have killed him, so let's chill out. Mr. Shamspeare fancies himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together. Yeah, no Nipponese could understand the finer points of English literature. Hey. My god, this guy is... Like, I hope they don't do some sort of, like, weird redemption thing at the end, as they tend to do with prosecutors, because... Holy shit, dude. He's just an asshole. On the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well. It was the day of my last trial when I was acquitted and just arrived back at my lodgings when I ran into Mr. Shamspeare outside on the street. That was around 6 o'clock. We exchanged one or two pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time, though, so I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue our debate. Did I have ill intentions? No, not one, not two, not any. Not at all. Never, ever. He is a poet, which makes pressing him really annoying. Because he yaps. 9 to 11. Shakespeare? Ah, a very worthy topic of conversation, I must say. Oh yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger? Who was stronger? How'd the debate go? Well, we both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment. So we battled it out in a Greco-Roman style, naturally. Mr. Shamspeare had all sorts of costumes in his room for just such a contest. He is Romeo and I is Juliet, and after a vigorous wild tussle... Guys, Ace Attorney fucking does it again. I as Juliet came out on top, and victory will cherish forever. Sosuke Natsume as Juliet, topping William Shamspeare as Romeo. Now that's a fucking sentence. Fact remains, it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim. Boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me. He was too poor to have to. Yeah. I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. My tea was harmless, of course it was. Yeah, he couldn't have locked the door behind me, but they're like, no, he could have. Strychnine takes time. Anyone would think the fellow had never had a pot of tea before. Must have licked it dry. One drop is all we would have needed to analyze it for poison. Yeah. By heaven and earth, I swear it. The defendant went back to his room at 11. Said it was the lamps, I believe. Yeah. The lamps in other parts of the house flicker, yeah. There's only one key to Mr. Shamspeare's room, I know that for certain. Victim has confirmed that to be the case. There's only one key, and he locked the room himself. Everyone knows that. Not if it's slow-acting poison. Indeed.
Hold it!
Do you have like a not an autopsy report, but like some sort of medical report on the guy? According to the coroner I was speaking to in the yard, about 30 minutes after poison's consumed. Victim suffers violent convulsions, cramping, and stiffness, eventually dies from asphyxiation. Yeah, it's a paralytic poison. This has definitely been in another Ace Attorney case. I forget which one, though. Strychnine. Fuck. I know it's been in another Ace Attorney case. There's been so many. It's always so awful. long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left. Medical report. Oh, nice. Let's have the medical report. Court record, medical report. William Shamspeare, 31 years old, small quantity of strychnine. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea. The victim was drinking. No sample could be obtained. Poisoning incident occurred around 1:30 a.m. Collapsed after delayed onset of symptoms, but he left at 11. He would have had to leave at 1 a.m. for the poisoning to happen at 1:30. Perfectly able to lock the door, the argument stands. I mean, I'm gonna press that, but yeah. Pair of them drank tea together that night. If there were poison in it, the victim would have been able to lock the door after the accused left later on. But yeah, not the case. We'd have left the room after 30 minutes after the victim drank the tea. We drank the tea straight away. Battle over whether Romeo or Juliet was stronger, that came after the tea. Evidence? The fucking other guy can say it. We have a saying. Drink tea while it's hot. You know, that's valid. Cold tea is pretty fucking awful. It's like, okay. Cold tea, like iced tea, delicious. Anywhere between iced and hot, horrendous, cannot be drank. That's the extent of the testimony. Yeah, go ahead. It's quite infuriating, yeah. Right, so inconsistency in what? Yeah. Inconsistency in what the inspector is saying. Wait, hang on. Took some tea. At around 11. Yeah.
Objection.
There we go. You say it was 11 p.m. when you left to return to your room, correct? Did the other guy corroborate that? Rely on the information in the medical report unconditionally. Of course we can. There's no problem with our reports. Sunshine? Alright. There we go. There's a chronological inconsistency between it and the defendant's testimony. This man knows enough English to be busting out words like chronological, man. Holy. Victim must have consumed the poison around 1:30 in the morning, and yet the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at around 11. More than 2 hours of missing time there. There was poison in the tea Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room. How could the victim have fallen ill to it in 2.5 full hours after the defendant left? They have the exact same animation. How did I not notice that? He's got his fucking wine. He's day drinking again. We're gonna have to talk to HR about this shit. Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my hallowed chalice this luncheon. How could it have happened, you ask? Do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea. So hard to imagine the victim drank his tea after the accused had left. The time stated in the medical report.
Objection.
Brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. Drink the tea while it's hot.
Objection!
There's nothing more refreshing than cold tea. Maybe other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. But refreshing in the dead of fucking winter when you have to use your money to warm your body up with gas lamps? Nah, man, you would take warm tea. For example, man could have had another visitor. Bold assertion, my learned friend. Someone who has nothing to substantiate. Or what? Or what? Sorry. I keep clicking at the exact wrong time. Could have taken the poison of his own volition.
Objection!
Categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted. He could be lying. Could be. Could be. He could be. Just listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Forgive this courtesy. Is the guy coming here now to testify? The key player in this case has just arrived. The victim. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. William Shakespeare, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone by these bitter events. I am the victim. Here to testify, of course. Holy shit, his scepter's kinda cool. My learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed. Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. Happy am I, Shakespeare, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord. Regale the court with a tale of my perfect innocence and perfect English. Alright. Victim, speak up. Look at that smile. Wait, it was him. Oh, him. Him talking to Big Chin Dude. Who's the Big Chin Dude? I'm sure we've caught a glimpse of that man before. Of them both. They were talking about something outside. A writer of words so sweet, they do scent the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound, they compose the earth. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. For the great bard to be recalled and to life anew. Lo, what a magnificent man. Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle, William Shakespeare. Oh, name's Meterman. Adrian B. Adron? Adrian B. Meterman? He's the gas meterman. His chin got jiggle physics. I work for the Altamont. I work for the Altamont Gas Company, East Edge branch office. Yeah. They were discussing something. Well, I mean, he was out there for sure. But then, even before, when we were exploring the street, for Natsume's trial, they were talking. Oh! I know what he was doing. Holy shit, he's poor. He's poor. So what he does is, every night, he sets out these bars of soap with these little indentations in them and water in them. Or some liquid in them. Overnight, outside, they freeze into a coin shape, which he can then put into the gas meter to get gas without actually paying anything. Meterman certainly must suspect something because there's quite a bit of gas going into that apartment, but actually not a lot of coins coming out of the coin depository. I see. But would Meterman kill him for it? Is Meterman's salary sort of coming out of those coins? Would that give him reason to? Would that give him reason to something? He's a gas company employee. You are the victim in this miserable affair, correct? Oh heaven, oh hell. Do you command me to remember? That sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips. Subpoenaed him. You his peanut what? Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any doubt, any room from doubt. Okay. Behold, you have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me's a seraph, an angel indeed. Thus be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be. They're well charmed. The gas scam expert. There was at when I was a kid, a teenager, summer camp we went to, and there were these vending machines at the place where, what was it? There was some way you could trick them. Oh, holy shit, yeah. You could buy one drink, like one Coca-Cola, right? Or like whatever, but like one drink that came with a plastic cap. And then you could, like, when you were done with the drink, take the plastic cap, put it on the ground and like stomp it such that, you know, it's squished and you could remove all of the outside part and only the actual top of the cap remained. And then you could put the top of the cap in there and it would read as a coin and you could get another bottle. It was certainly like old machine, some shit going on there that, like, you know, something either was busted or they didn't have enough anti-fraud stuff on there. Certainly an old machine malfunctioning. But yeah, some kid discovered it and yeah, we all drank so much BS that summer. What's the man next to Mr. Shamspear doing here? The gas man. Oh, well, me? Well, now. He suggested the victim had another visitor to his room. Moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar. This young chin stroker here is to controvert your wild claims conclusively. Is that not so, Mr. Meterman? Hang on, no, I'm just here. One may smile and be a villain. Yes, it doth pain me, but I let the truth be spoken. Truth of that wintry night of my discontent. He is a chin stroker, isn't he? The snow lay about. My neighbour did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea. But marry, bitter was his drink, and when he left, it did fall prostrate on my table. 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else. I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella. Round-backed? I see you've got an eye for the finer things in life, Meterman. Round-backed. Yeah, why were you? That's right. Of course, the bloke's window's all but blocked up, isn't it? A little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. Spend the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that. But why? Well now, that's because he's on my list. What a piece of work is a man. Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment? This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. Pray thee, pay him no heed. May make no more ado about his tedious words. Oh yeah. Nothing more, nothing less. No one other than the accused present at the time. Come on, we can press around. We can cross-examine this easy. I think of his testimony, there's maybe like a thing or two I want to press, but that like, why were you, yeah. When he left, at what time? Left your room at 11 o'clock. It wasn't until after 2 the poison made you collapse. He's like, what are those little fucking things called in Animal Crossing that you can like dig up from the ground? And they just go like, you know? He's kind of like one of those. Canada really put the poison into your tea? That 3-hour window of time is something you're gonna have to explain. Gladly, 'tis an easy task. I did drink of the tea, not while my guest did tarry, but after he took leave of me. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but 1 hour post midnight, barely were my lips parched. Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire, after all. Thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. But of course, my liege, 'twas the stooped lover of words that attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil. Not else. Not the soap? Didn't have any kind of evening meal, dinner, supper. Ha! Fie on luxury, fie on gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time. I would that my belly were full, if no more off than the sun doth rise. Night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and playwright. Hence it is that there doth not in my chamber be than the costumes of mine art. Even a rodent found starved to death. Holy shit. Yeah, play or script, for I have devoured them all. You eaten the scripts? Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? Within your belly, more like. Yeah. Okay. Why? Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. As it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. Just looking in through that gap. But what for? I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially in freezing cold nights. Them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing. Orders from the gas company, presumably? Did you see the victim leave the room at all? No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time, as far as I'm concerned. Police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene, found no receptacle for the poison. It's clear this was no attempt at suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle. Yeah. 100%. It's the gas, yeah. Short little round-backed Eastern fella. Oh, and the fact that he's putting the freaking machine... Hang on. The fact that he's making water coins and putting them into the machine is backed by this puddle under it. Because, of course, you put it into the coin slot, it melts in the machine, and presumably out of some crack it spills out and out here. So he's got a puddle under the machine from all the coins that melt in there.
Objection!
Any other short little round back Nipponese with a mustache do you think there are in London? It's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark. I didn't notice the mustache, but he showed up around 9. I'm pretty sure myself. Okay. Nah, sorry. Couldn't say. Cause couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? Did see was the silhouette of that little round back fella wearing a pretty dress. A pair of them starting some kind of wrestling match. Tell you, didn't know what to make of it. The championship battle, yeah. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty no one else visited the victim? No question. Gas Manzana. Okay. Can't see any obvious holes at all, yeah. Members of the jury will conclude the same thing. Okay, so I didn't press his first statement. So I'm gonna press it, and then they're gonna be like, okay, enough. Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs. Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea. And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before. Romeo or Juliet. I, Shamspeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbour played the fair Juliet. Each of us dressed as what our characters be, to bring weight upon our merry experiment. Frailty, thy name is woman. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I'd heard the Eastern art of jujitsu, but ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden. My liege, I am thy servant. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Need to press everything and then... Presumably it's... Oh, yeah. The jury. My lord. Kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough. You all with me? Alright. Let's check it off. Jury declares guilty after one testimony. Ka-chow. I suppose it's 1.5 testimonies, really. You all with me? To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room. 3 missing hours, as you put it. In the end, what difference do they make? None as far as I can see. Well, since that's now apparent, really no reason to delay our lease any longer. Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, Mrs. will blow her top. Soseki takedown. Who would win? Soseki or Susato? Place your bets.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. He's so delightfully Irish, that man. The way it, like, flares up to life. The peer of the jury is indeed unanimous. That's okay. That's okay. Susato, 1000%. Yeah. Who would win, Susato or Ray? The guilty being punished. Yeah. Let's toast to the victim, to the guilty being punished. But you know, in about, I'm gonna say 2.5 hours. Ray would be too busy blushing about how dashing she is. True. Do I still have AO3 open? Yeah, Remember Me is in the freaking AO3s. She's in the freaking AO3s. Summation examination, please. Yeah. Summation examination. We know about it. Summation examination, my lord. And my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat. Yeah. Yeah, it happens the same way every time. Well, because the thing is, they created the summation examination, which means it must happen. And if you're writing a trial as a story, it only makes sense really that it happens early on. That's sort of the trap that you're getting yourself into. Because the way these trials go, the moment you find one lie begets another lie, begets another lie, becomes a big ball of lies, and your position keeps getting stronger. One thing that they don't do in these games so much that they used to do quite a bit in the original trilogy is, you know, you think your theory is going, yeah, really well. And then it's like, boom, you know, new piece of evidence, boom, earth-shattering revelation. Everything you thought you were doing that was correct is no longer correct. Here is where the guild Turnabout King, exactly. Like it used to be a lot more. And as the games have gone on, especially, you know, with the Apollo trilogy and now in this game specifically, again, because this game focuses more on being a good narrative and not so much being a good challenging puzzle game, there isn't the trials flow a lot more like a boulder rolling down a hill and picking up speed, you know, like the more you reason and the more you do, the better your position is. So it doesn't make sense for the jury at that point to be like, I've heard enough, he's guilty, because they're supposed to be reasonable human beings, and reasonable human beings wouldn't do the shit that like they did in the original Ace Attorney trilogy, where it's like, you have already proven your client is innocent. You have already proven that the way they say the murder could have happened is not how it happened. You've already proven where they say the murder happened is not where it happened. But, you know, you've got the actual culprit on the stand, but like a piece of evidence shows up that makes it so you can't say this guy 100% did it. You can only say this guy 95% did it. No reasonable jury at that point would be like, well, I guess the original guy is the one. So you can't do that anymore. That's something that can only really happen in the dark age of the law, basically, in like in an evidence-only bureaucracy nightmare. That is where Phoenix practices his law. If this is pretending to be a pretense of actual good trial and good court sort of proceedings, then you can't have the jury decide the guy is guilty toward the end. It has to happen toward the beginning. And you can't have a trial without it happening because it's a new gimmick. It's expected. It is a little formulaic. It is a little formulaic in that way. Leave me, my lord. We know all about this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it. My king. My king. You dropped your crown, my king. Here it is. I love Bruce Fairplay, dude. Is he a good person? Nah, not really. But he's a fucking G. May not be well off. He's a noble man straight up. No reason to doubt the man. Good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. Okay, she's crushing. The accused, he's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. Gallium GG / Bruce Fairplay. Oh my god. Is there fan fiction of like real people in AO3? Hang on. If I look up, what's a streamer? Yep. Yep. There's real people. There's real fucking. Yep. They do real people. Yes, they do. Yes, there is. Fuck, man. Yes, there is. Real living people too. It's not even just like dead people or anything, you know, people historically. No, 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 it's real fucking people. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know? Nothing at all. Okay. Yeah. You gotta show them he's not a fine, upstanding gentleman. Nah, no need. I know how it works. In there ever, but oh yeah, there is a ton. I mean, I looked up Pokimane because I was like, who are popular streamers? I was like, Ludwig, but Ludwig is a very generic name. Pokimane is only Pokimane. And fuck, man. It's all porn too. That's gotta suck for her. I feel so bad. Look up Dream. I don't want to look up Dream. I don't want to look up fucking Dream. No, God, no. No, thank you. Actually. But Dream is... Yeah, I don't want to look up Dream. Plus, Dream is more general, too. Sure, you're quite right. If you're confused by anything, you can turn to me for advice. Nah, never. Finding two that are contradictory and pitting them against each other. Yeah. I'll do it. There were a couple in the middle that I didn't pay attention to because I was looking up Pokimane porn. But I've got it. A nobleman straight up. No reason to lie. Rather splendid. Japanese stoops all the while. Where now? I don't care. I need to. Hey man. I don't ad quote that. You can. I did say it. Anything I say is quotable. You know, that's sort of that's my curse. That's my cross to bear. We're talking about needing to take home some money. What's all that about? Finish last. That's what it's about. Talking about the Derby Hyde Park, aren't I? Queen's Cup last week. Derby. So that's the thing. I couldn't lose. Took my wife's secret savings, like. And that hopeless old mare when I did the unthinkable. Stupid finish last. Spent everything on a horse. It's the day the missus used her savings for a trip down the pub. Well, let this business lie now. Let's just give it up. What do you mean by that? Not want to boast. I get up at 5 every morning, I do. Holy shit, man. He gets up at 5 every morning. He takes a coffee enema. He dunks his head in a bowl of ice water. And he does Aikido naked in the balcony. I wouldn't say that. I mean... Tai Chi, not Aikido. Tai Chi, that's the one I'm thinking of. About 2 in the morning. I'm usually too tired to go on. He sleeps 3 hours a day? Oh, what's that, dear? Only 3 hours of sleep. That's right, you see. 3 hours of missing time, like I said. It's not much, is it? Yeah. Aren't you glad you're honest? Fuck, man. I'm dragging you around with me now, like a little cowbell around my neck. Wherever I go, you're making little jingling sounds now. This nobleman is straight up. Alright. I think we're gonna need to press these people to provide evidence. Because some of them also be liars. No doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, perhaps. Point is, only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'll gladly change my decision about the defendant. Yes, perhaps, though I don't see it happening. Bruce Fairplay had a fucking glow up after case 2. Had a fucking glow up. I can reconsider my position. Okay. Can I show the victim's a liar? You think he's rather splendid. Why do you think that? Because he's rather splendid? No, that's not what I said. Point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? He is rather splendid. Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously it's exhausting to look at him. It is exhausting to look at him. Hey man, I'm Japanese too. What the fuck are you trying to get at? No, one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty. He's fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact he's Japanese, has a mustache, and he stoops. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. Hey man. It's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. Yeah, backed up by what the big-chinned man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. 3, he saw the Japanese man there. 2 of those steps are the same. For now, at least. What do you mean by that, madam? Really is a most tiresome problem for the company, most irritating. Are you with the gas company? We can be absolutely certain a customer is stealing from us without hard evidence. Can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. Who are you? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe. Proper handling is essential. I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree. Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Gas is the best in the world, of course. Damn. Assuming the reason Mr. Meterman was watching what he was up to. There's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go to in order to steal our gas. I have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman but to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. Very thorough in our investigations. I wouldn't come out and say it in public, but you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. The eye of man hath not heard. The ear of man hath not seen. The eye of man hath not heard? Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate the skin? But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. Workers won't stop buzzing around you till they find it. When they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in Altamont gas explosion. Whoa. Gonna blow him up. And then act like they don't know nobody. Add the information, yeah. Yes, of course. Alright. This could be the shift in balance. Because I can pit you. Okay, pit this against, yeah. Reconsider my position. Think he's rather splendid. He is a liar.
Objection.
I think that's it. clearly contradict each other. Juror number 1. You've heard juror number 4's statement by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas. Victim, who you claim to be a noble straight-up man, in fact, turns out to be a common thief. There's no evidence, is there? We don't have evidence as such just yet. The claims aren't baseless, you know? You heard me, seeing as this operation had already been compromised. Suggest the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there. Okay. Gasman's honor. This man takes it so seriously. You would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Okay, as a man of honor, I'll hold to it. Time to lump him in. Now we've found the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. This means you'll recap a few points that would suit me down to the ground. I'm not having any part of this. In that case, I shall change my leaning. Alright, that's 4. 4 in one freaking go, man. I'm getting efficient with this. I'm getting freaking efficient with this. But yeah, they made this first summation examination difficult. Well, difficult-ish, you know. For the first one in the game, you had to like press a couple people to change their statements and then pit them. Ordar. Ordar. Yep. To be in a state of disaccord, trial must continue. As is tradition, dude. At this point, just let me do it. Is this supposed to be him, like, you know, swirling the wine to smell it? Because he does it, like, so far away, and then he goes, like he's smelling it from here. You have spoiled the bouquet, Mr. Shamspeare. You gas thief. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. So God mend me, I do swear. This gasman speaketh that which consets him most, not but gas, not but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul. He's kinda got bars, you know? He's kinda got bars. I gotta give it to him. You gotta be straight up, he's kinda got bars. Most heartily, my lord, as thou forgot, I am as a seraph, an angel. Noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart. Well, I feel like that's probably similar to the reason why people don't really smoke. Because if people smoked or actually drank, that would probably change the game rating, right? So they can swish the wine and they can smell it, and they can put the pipes sort of close to their face, but they don't actually smoke them. Flower mouth, pompous beanpole. Phoenix grape juice, exactly. In fact, you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, honest of heart. If you are a liar, your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. You liar. And I've already figured out your whole scheme. No other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. Yeah. Testify to... Express concern about the fidelity of the witness would be inappropriate. Thank you. Thank you, juror. Your honor, your lord, my lord. The gas in this case are unrelated. No, they are not. Although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have strong grounds. What are the grounds? Testify to that. But that's the point. You don't get the leg smash unless you've been a good girl, you know? Like, that's the point. You gotta wait for it. Yes, my lord, it'll be my pleasure. May have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind. Sweet ass honey, yeah, 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 yeah. It's like his football team. Holy. Thank you, my lord. Wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting you, mark my words. Alright. Is that clear, my good man? Clear as Altamont gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world. This guy loves his job. Very dedicated employee. He loves his job. He loves his job. Damn. Yeah, she's kind of bad. Altamont Gas Company. Yeah. East End Branch Investigator, a meter money collection agent. Altamont Gas meters accept threepenny bits. Threepenny? Each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. Yet the meter at Mr. Shamspier's room didn't have a single coin in it. Meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent only has the only key. Somehow he's using the flaming gas he wants, all the flaming gas he wants, without paying a penny. Again, he's making coins out of ice and then putting them in there. Yeah, it caused me to turn to my hollow chalice. Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? Listen, we have to listen to it because Ryunosuke Naruhodo hasn't gone there yet. I, the big-brained, beautiful streamer, have been there for like an hour. Oh my god. The way he just fully throws the bottle is so crazy. Just right into the freaking people, too. Would appear completely unrelated. Truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. Her parasol? Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll start pressing from here. How long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks. It's been pinching gas off us for ages. Naturally. Took it off the wall, went over it with a fine-tooth comb. No, I'm afraid we didn't. That's exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced, one with an indestructible lock. Shamspier's special. They're... wow. Even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. Never forget the humiliation when I opened up the money box and found it bare. You know what? I said. You what? A look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. Pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jammed open anyway. Not a single sign. What's happened to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what. Okay, so he might have had motive to murder. Nothing became of it. I've still got it. Can we have it? Right here. Accepted into evidence? Yeah. Woo! I can play around with a thing. I can play around with a thing. Let me play around with a thing. Very strong lock. What's... is that like a seal, wax seal thing also on top of it? Well, well, well. Little hole at the bottom. Just here, there's a little hole. No. There's no way a coin would fit through there. No. There's a little hole at the bottom. Because he had to make it there so it wouldn't be full of water. This is the actual lock itself and the little wax thing in it. Yeah, whatever. And then, yeah. We found the tiny hole, which is the important thing. Much value is the contents of that meter. It's got a tiny hole at the bottom. Doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though. It does. There's a tiny hole at the bottom.
Objection.
Afraid to say, this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. Get away. I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. What do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Oh, what? Yeah, none of the others do. Mr. Shamsphere secretly opened up this hole himself. Yeah, it's too small to fit a coin, yeah. Wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. How it differentiates coins? Just by size, right? Doesn't mean to tell the difference between different coins. For example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. How does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a threepenny bit? I see what you're getting at. Okay. Meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. Threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. It's kind of hypnotizing the way she twirls that thing around. Okay. Nothing else will fit.
Hold it!
Conversely, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Yes, in a way. With thought of that, though, if finding fake coins inside the coin box, contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. We live for moments like that, as gasmen do. Live for them. Yeah. Yeah. It's quite enough of that. Damn. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch across. No, let's leave it. They can't be manipulated. Because I worry that's going to be one of those that's like... If I present this with the reddish medallion, will it...
Objection.
It didn't work. Okay, maybe I do need to ask them about whether it can be taken apart. Because clearly this is not it yet. I'm too ahead of the game.
Hold it!
I'm just going to speed through this bit. Alright, alright. Okay. How can the meter be dismantled? There are no signs of it having been forced. Rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Padlocks are made by first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. The meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. It's quite impossible to dismantle it. Nothing leaks. Is that going to be added on? Or is that going to replace it? That replaced it. That's not what we want. Now, since I started investigating this bloke, when there's room more than a few times every single equation, his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. Yeah, turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and says, "Get thee to a nunnery." Every time I open up that flaming meter, it's empty. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice? Yeah. Toast to you eventually realizing the gasman could be an accomplice. No way. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? Please, Lady Quimby, I'm a faithful walker. If the money us gasmen collect doesn't tally with how much gas has been used, you dock our pay by the same amount. Yeah. I'm not gonna stir up that hornet's nest. If I was stealing from the company, I'd be finished. Yeah. William Shamspeare is innocent. No, he's fucking not. Cases that are interlinked, yeah. They are connected. Well, I already know what's happening. Has been investigating Mr. Shamspeare. Something to it. I know how he's been doing it. I just don't know how to get there. Maybe I'm just gonna press the other statements. It's like only 2 statements, so. You empty the gas meters. That I do. I have to try to catch people when they're in, then I ask permission to come inside and do my business. Well, now, interesting you should bring that up, because I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. How the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is. Probably burns them for warmth. No, he wouldn't burn books. Not much to say, really, but as you wish.
Hold it!
Oh, the gas supply are fitted with the gas meters, are they? Latest model, higher technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. Okay. Most people use about 3 coins in a night. Bit more than that, usually, if they have both gas lights and a gas stove. Choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Yeah. Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. Yeah. Happily, they'd put a stop to people not paying their dues for the most part. Exactly right. I need to replace it. I need to replace this statement. Let's do the other one. That other one is more relevant. It being taken apart is not happening. It's being fed ice coins that melt inside and make a puddle. Somehow. Should I present this with the puddle? Should I present the bar of soap?
Objection!
Bar of soap's not doing it. I'm genuinely, like, I'm too big brained for this right now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do because I've already arrived at the conclusion, so my train of thought is not there. Somehow he's using all the gas he wants. I don't have more evidence than this. Other than... crime scene photograph? Mayhaps?
Objection!
I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. I'm gonna lose all my truth juice. Yeah, another crime scene. They're connected. Whatever. Speed through it. Speed through it. Speed through it. There must be something. No, there is something. I know what it is. Yeah, meter money connecting agent. Yeah. What if I press this? Didn't have a single coin in it. Yeah, my learned friend having a breakdown. Well, kind of. I am. Weeks and weeks. Yeah. Nothing suspicious. Genuinely, like, I know what is happening. I just don't know how to present it. That hasn't happened in so long in these games. Exact diameter and thickness is a threepenny bit. I know. Pair of teacups. That doesn't really tell me anything. Torn off end of envelope. Rest of the envelope couldn't be located. No, they just ripped it open. Some question must have been right-handed. I haven't read too much of it. Never. Okay, opened by a right-handed person. Whatever. Crime scene photograph. Again. Ice puddle. If this was me, dude, if this was me, I would have had this solved. Nearby street map. Does nothing. Book receipt. Does nothing. Victim's medical report. No container for the poison was found. Okay, dispenses gas for a set amount of time. There's a tiny hole in its base. Genuinely, I am mystified. Mystified. Also, this shit is not welded because it has screws. Well, I mean, I guess it can be welded and have screws. TBF. Coin slot, we've already talked about. Yeah. I'm going crazy, man. There's like... I don't even know how to put it the right way around again. Well, at least I figured that out. That's nice. Genuinely, I have no idea how to present my findings. Nothing else will fit. Do I need to re-examine the bar of soap now that I know this? And be like, I know exactly the size. 3/4 of an inch. Ugh. Fuck me, man. Yeah.
Objection.
This is a little exhausting sometimes. It's exhausting being too smart for the game sometimes. Yes, that is correct. Something of a coincidence. While we were investigating Mr. Shamspeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. It's this. That's a bar of soap. Yeah. Turn it around. It's the photo frame. The photo frame keeps haunting me to this day.
Got it.
Turn over the soap to see what I mean. Round depression in the middle of soap there. Depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. In other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Hand over your coins. Wow. Everyone, give your coins to Judge Udgy. Next to it. They had a 3-penny coin? 3 is crazy. I've seen 1, 2, and 5. I've never seen a 3-penny in my life. Not to see if it fits. Perfect match. Could be more snug. Yep, as I suspected. It's a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Are they going to pay me for this, by the way? I should really quickly take them aside and be like, by the way, if you want me to say this, let's say, how much have you been losing on this? For me to exploit a vulnerability, I'm basically pen testing right now. Some inferior bar of soap is a tentative connection to the theft of gas. Impression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit. Remarkable simple way of replicating the coin's shape. While some melted wax is something to pour into the mold, you could make fake coins in no time. This is all nonsense. If it might have been fake making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter. Not if they were ice and they melted out. It would cause the fake coins to disappear. Exactly. The meter here gives it away. There are remnants of the magical method used visible in the bottom of the tank. They're going to be like pointed out. The little hole that we already talked about.
Got it!
Scene of the crime just outside the victim's window. Outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Tamtir has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. As his rooms become very comfortably warm, the ice inside the meter melts, turns back into water, and drains out of the little hole that he made. Just like that, so simply. He's trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water? Yeah, basically. Can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money you've spent to develop that new meter? You have the audacity to suggest. Yeah, it can be tricked pretty easily. Evidence. You're gonna stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish? I want to see proof. He is in denial. You like evidence? I'll prove it. I like his head going all like boing over to the side. Crime scene photo. Puddle, as I have said many a time.
Take that!
Photograph of the scene at the point where the victim was discovered. That puddle. Looks like they have floorboards directly underneath the meter. A grubby stain, water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. One coin gives around 2 hours of gas, and the occupant was heating his room all his waking hours. Around 10 of his fake coins each day. Melting ice inside the meter's box would have been dripping out almost constantly. Further evidence, too. Right there next to him is a bar of soap broken in half. No, he was not eating the soap. You and Sholmes should hang out. Truth. Ramsey was found with a fork in his hand. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Bar broke. Yeah. They should have a little meow sound effect in the background. I was throwing my hand up in despair. Happened to catch my hollowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? He used the T for it. His testimony is unreliable. Let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. On the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. I like how he goes, listen up, guys. A real one is speaking. In light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. No, you clown. There's tea that we can test, and there's no poison in it. Hey, wake up. He has some great reactions. Didn't make no difference at all. No, it did make a difference. The medallion was reddish. Counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method. Yeah. Highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. Contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established. An assumption that the tea is the only way the poison could have entered his body. That'd be absurd. I am. I will be absurd. Thank you very much. We've all been led to believe the strychnine poison afflicted Mr. Shamspeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume.
Objection!
Couldn't be tested for traces of the poison. As I said, the situation has changed. In fact, some tea was left.
Objection!
It's in the form of a coin in the soaps outside.
Take that!
The bar of soap again. Indeed, the bar of soap again. That's right, my lord. It's just come back to me. When we first found this bar of soap at the scene. When we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. Well, yes, but there's more. The coins weren't normal ice. They were reddish. It's obvious to me now. Wait, coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. The public water pump freezes at night, so then at the end of the night, when they were done talking, the pump was frozen, he couldn't go out to get water to make his soap coins. Yeah. Poorly constructed water mains in East End are prone to freezing. Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. She looks like a little bee. Oh my god, especially with the little, like, I don't know, towel, whatever it is that she's got that makes this kind of like wing shape. She's the queen bee, and he's the worker bee. Even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shakespeare's window. Inspector Gregson informed the court even one drop of the tea remains, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains strychnine at all. He's a drone. His a drone. What the what? 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 Am I drunk high? What did you say? He's a drone EB. a drone B. The fuck? Determine whether or not it contains poison. His name is Adrian. Wait, really? Is that actually his name? I thought for real I was making a smart observation. I thought for real I was making a smart observation from like their art. I was like, oh my god, I get it. They're like they're drawn that way. Like her name is not Quinby, and his name is not a drone bee. Fuck, man. I really thought I was so smart. Fuck. Bailiff. Whack his PP. It's not a 2-day trial, is it? Cover the tea from the scene, carry out the requisite tests. It's a 2-day trial? Holy shit. I might need to call it here. I've got stuff to do tomorrow. Early tomorrow, too. What time is it? 10 p.m. 2-day trial. After not having a single 2-day trial all of game 1. We get a 2-day trial, case 2 of game 2. It truly is like one long game divided into 2. Dang. A drone bee's head when he's surprised. Okay. Save my current progress. Yes, please. Investigation part 3. Y con eso y un bizcocho hasta mañana a las 8, as they say. But yeah, we're gonna have to call it here. There is no way my ass can do more. There's no way my ass can do more of this today. So we're gonna see who is up and who's in around. Who be live right now? Jelly chicken. Who the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? Jelly chicken playing Overwatch. You know what? We're gonna raid out to them. All right. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Gallium GG. Yeah, more of this tomorrow, 6 p.m. We're gonna pick up with day 2 of this investigation trial, whatever. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.